going, guys? Welcome back to Fraud on the Telly. In today's video, we will be reviewing and breaking down Season 2, Episode 6 of Rising of the Shield Hero. Just when I was about to make a video about how Shield Hero Season 2 was really bad, and I'm literally giving up on it, we get saved from the heavens above. An actual good episode? Is this enough, however, to save Season 2 of Rising of the Shield Hero? Well, today we're going to talk about just that, and let's see if we can get to the bottom of it. Is this show savable? As always, if you enjoyed the video or learned something new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Go check out some of our other Shield Hero content, like our video going over Rishia and why I don't like her, but maybe after today's episode, my opinion on her might just change, because this episode was kind of the redemption of Rishia, as well as Shield Hero just in general. Okay, let's get into it. So, Episode 6 brought us the culmination of the Spirit Tortoise arc, an arc that up till now has been pretty fucking boring. As well, in this episode, we really see kind of a coming of age, breaking out of her shell of Rishia as a character. As up until now, if you've seen some of my other videos, you know that I do not like her. Now, though, with a little bit of character growth, I can see why a lot of people who are fans of the manga seem to be big fans of Rishia. A reminder, guys, I am an anime-only fan. I have not touched the manga at all. Probably because of that is why I see the Spirit Tortoise arc as so bad. Art style-wise, it's fine. The only issue I really have there is maybe a little bit with the CGI tortoise, but everything else, Shield Hero-wise, as far as art, voice acting, hell, even music, is always on point. It was really just the story here. It felt like in this Spirit Tortoise arc, we were just really thrust into it after a really great Season 1 of Shield Hero. It just feels like we were just thrust into this arc. We're given these characters in Rishia and Ost that we're all of a sudden just supposed to care for out of the blue, and I know, frankly, I had a really hard time caring about Ost, and especially caring about Rishia, when they're just kind of thrust onto us, and the characters seem like they really care about them, but as an audience member, I'm really confused as how they can care so much for these people, when from our point of view and everything that we're given, it just seems like they're all of a sudden just here. So Episode 6 is really the culmination of the Spirit Tortoise arc. There's this big battle between Naofami'S Group and the big bad guy Kyo. There's this big face-off, crazy music. I gotta say, just want to say it right now, the music on this episode was so good. I'm a huge fan of this kind of jazzy beat that they had going on throughout the major fight scenes and scenes in this episode. It was like, actually, the music was so good. This is really the big kind of face-off between the big bad guy of this first arc, at least the first time we see him, and the animations and the art style of the battle scenes really do it justice. Honestly, though, like I said before, the music really carries these scenes, but Shield Hero really does have a certain quality to it of fight scene, especially between person-to-person fight scenes that we've seen all throughout Season 1, so it's nice that in Season 2 we get a really good example of this, as I felt like it's been really lacking, because mostly the focus has been around the Spirit Tortoise itself. They kind of banter back and forth for a while, until Kyo, finally seeing that he's in trouble, uses his Spirit Tortoise gravity ability, I guess, the one that the Spirit Tortoise has used throughout multiple times this episode. I honestly didn't know it was a gravity thing up until now. I genuinely had no idea that's what that was like supposed to be, but that makes sense. Kind of crushing everyone to the ground. Kyo begins just beating Naofumi up, just kicking him in the face, just mocking everyone. I do love how much of just like an absolute like he is. It's really funny to me. He's just like that jackass that like everyone knew in high school or some shit. That guy who just thinks he's like just like too smart, you know what I mean? Who all of a sudden now has this crazy power that he's just abusing. So I like him as a character, even though we really don't know that much about him at the moment. He's kind of just thrust onto us as well, but I do like him as a bad guy. It kind of seems like everything is lost in this moment until suddenly out of nowhere, Rishia somehow manages to stand up in this gravity well that they're being kind of thrust down. It's revealed by Naofumi later on that this is most likely her key training that she's done with Granny paying off. That was hinted at earlier, you know, in Episode 1. A nice little story thread through line that they kind of actually went through from Episode 1, so I do like that. That was a good, you know, actual good moment of storytelling throughout the Spirit Tortoise arc. Probably the only one, if I'm being honest. And yeah, all of a sudden, Rishia starts going supernova. Kyo blasts all these spells at her. It blows off her philo outfit that she'd been wearing, and she has this cool, just badass moment where it's almost like, you know, she's like a different character at that point. It's like that moment when, like, Kaneki became, like, super badass in Tokyo Ghoul, that kind of shit. But yeah, basically Rishia calls his bluff, saying that you're like me, you're weak just like me, that's why you act like you're so strong, because in reality you're so weak. And it, like we said earlier, it's like that bully that you had in high school, and it's just like this vindication for Rishia. There's this whole thing between Ost and Naofami, because, you know, like, if they would have just killed Ost, who is the spirit turtle, that was this big reveal, which it was kind of hard to care about that reveal, let's be honest, because you don't really care about Ost, at least I don't care about Ost, like, at all. Same thing with, like, they're worried about killing her because she's their friend, but I mean, like, in my opinion, it's watching from an outsider, you know, as a fan, I'm just like, kill her, who cares? Who cares about this lady? She ends up giving Naofami some special spirit tortoise powers into the shield, giving him this crazy kind of like mech gun thing. It's wild. Naofami goes to use his big hatred shield, rage shield attack on Kyo, probably just gonna murder the guy outright. When all of a sudden he stops because he realized he doesn't have hatred for this guy. Which, frankly, I didn't see that coming at all. That definitely took me by surprise. Interesting to see how that leads for Naofami in the Rage Shield later on in the series. But yeah, he ends up using that crazy mech Spirit Tortoise shield. The whole thing was the Spirit Tortoise had come back to life with the soul energy. Oh yeah, Fitolia came in as well, and they had to cut off the head of the turtle while destroying the heart at the same time. Whole cluster thing, yada yada yada. Good guys win, hearts destroyed, Spirit's Tortoise is stopped. But of course, Kyo, being the, super smart, kind of smart-ass jackass that he is, had a backup plan. He wants to take all of that spirit, soul juice for himself that apparently all fits in this tiny little vial. Pretty crazy, all these souls from around this world apparently just in this vial. And yeah, he bamps the out of there back to his world, saying apparently this was part of his plan all along. Classic anime fashion, the whole Death Note. He's a very Death Note meme character, isn't he, in Kyo? Maybe that's why I like him. Yeah, Lark and the gang chase after him into their world. Naofami tries to go in. It gives him this, like, a that he's not allowed to invade another world. All of a sudden, I just get Dark Souls, Elden Ring references just bombarded into my mind when I read this. Apparently, like, Ost can, like, bend reality or whatever because she's the spirit tortoise, so she does so, changing the rules of the universe, allowing Naofami to transport and invade this other world, in which they do so. Oh yeah, and Ost dies, but like I said, who really cares? I think I'm gonna make a video just dedicated to Ost and what I think the problem with this character was. Because really, I think it's the introduction of this character, how specifically the anime introduced this character, that makes the Spirit Tortoise arc so bad. Yeah, an actually good episode of Shield Hero. Actually, like, if every other episode up until this point has been a 5, maybe a 6, this was like a solid 7 to 8 for Shield Hero Season 2. Because Shield Hero Season 2 has been well under the bar that Season 1 set. I'm well over isekais. So the fact that I liked Shield Hero when I'm just so done with isekais said something about how good Shield Hero Season 1 was. Hopefully now that the Shield Hero Spirit Tortoise arc is done, Season 2 can actually get good. Because it's never been a problem with animations, music, voiceover, like we said, anything like that. Season 2's problem was its pacing and the investment on the story. It felt like they cut out a lot of stuff that would have made me more invested because they needed to pace it faster. Luckily though, we still have at least 14, 15, 16 more episodes in Season 2, something like that. So I have a feeling that this show could turn it around. I want to have faith. It's so funny. I'm going to have to delete this script now because literally I had a script 3/4 written about everything that I disliked about Season 2 of Shield Hero and why it was just bad. Just objectively bad. But I'm going to hit the copium pin one more time and hope that maybe now, episode 6 onward, Season 2 can be saved, be redeemed. I make content on the show because I like the show. If the show sucks, I don't want to make any more videos on it. So, hopefully, fingers crossed, the show is actually good. It's cool to see some character growth from Rishia. I know a lot of people like her. I saw some, comments in the video that I had made about her. People saying stuff online as well, that Rishia gets better. You just have to be patient. And I totally get that. And, you know, I had a feeling that was going to happen because that usually happens with characters that have these weak personalities. Let me know your thoughts about Shield Hero Season 2, Episode 6 in the comments down below. As this video was a little bit different than how of our other Shield Hero content has been because of my face, if you can't tell. But I just wanted to give kind of an unfiltered, off-the-cuff video response after I literally just finished watching this episode. Because like we said, I was fully expecting this to be the nail in the coffin for Shield Hero, if I'm gonna be honest. I thought that this was gonna be basically the point where I'm like, okay, this show's bad. I'm probably not gonna watch it anymore. Like, I gave it as much of a chance as possible, but we'll see. As always, if you enjoyed the video or learned something new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Go check out some of our other Shield Hero content, like our video about Rishia and all of my problems that I have with her as a character, as well as our Season 1 recap and other Shield Hero episode breakdowns. As always, guys, I will see you in the next video. Stay safe out there. Peace, love, adieu.